everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your monthly angel card reading for September 2019. For this month's monthly reading, we'll be using the Sirian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this month, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Archangel Divination deck. So this is a huge month, a very important and powerful month, this month of September. So this is going to be an extra long monthly angel card reading, so stick with me through this. We want to take a look at first, I guess, I was going to start with the energy of the month of September, but I guess I should show you your stones of choice for that special message card, so let's do that. Okay, so your first stone of choice is this beautiful Celestite cluster. Now, Celestite is this beautiful powdery light blue colored stone. It's going to relate to the throat chakra, and this is where you speak your truth with authenticity and with love, unconditional love. This is also a stone that brings forth an ability to channel information because of that connection to the throat chakra. The Celestite also is this higher vibrational stone that helps you to get in touch with your angels of a higher dimensional level. So again, also this cluster form is great for group work. So humanitarian group work, networking with other people, because it's that cluster of a lot of little crystals all forming one big crystal cluster. Okay, let's take a look at your second stone of choice. This is Mahogany Obsidian. Now, Mahogany Obsidian, as we know, obsidian is that dark black stone that is this reflective kind of stone, reflecting shadow side traits within us that maybe we need to look at and readjust within ourselves. It also helps to protect from negative lower vibrational energies. Now, this one is called Mahogany Obsidian because, of course, we have the brown, which is the mahogany color, and then the obsidian that is within that. So Mahogany Obsidian is a little bit more gentle than just regular obsidian. It still has this effect of cleansing us or transmuting us from negative lower vibrational energies, emotions, thoughts, belief systems, etc. But it does it in a little bit more gentle way. It still has that reflective quality to it so that it shows us the ego issues or shadow side issues within us that we need to heal and balance within ourselves. It also is a great grounding stone or focusing stone. So in other words, those darker stones have an ability to kind of really bring structure and stability and focus and organization to our lives. And this one does have a point to it, as you can see here. So it's actually bringing in higher vibrational energies, but it's bringing things down into a solid foundation or a sense of stability or structure on the material plane. And again, it helps us with that focus of our intentions of where we want to go, what we want to do, what we want to create in our lives. And it brings things into manifestation in that third dimensional reality that we live in. And then your last stone of choice, this is a heavy one. This is a beautiful Lapis sphere. Now, this Lapis sphere, I love this side of it because it has what looks like a little eye there, a window, if you will, to another dimension. But Lapis relates to the third eye. And by the way, the Mahogany Obsidian relates to the base chakra, the root chakra, matters of security. But with this one, it's relating to third eye and even the ear chakras, and we could even throw in the throat chakra here, but especially the third eye because it helps us to increase our psychic insights and perceptions, our awareness of being able to utilize our clairvoyance or clairaudience abilities. Clairaudience is clear hearing, clairvoyance is clear seeing, so that we're able to intuit what the next best step is for ourselves. So again, it has this wonderful ability for clear vision and powerful awareness of higher energies or possible paths that we could choose to traverse down. Now, the lapis has these gold flecks in it, so it always reminds me of the night sky as well, and our connection to the stars, our connection to our star brothers and sisters. So this also will have the ability to bring forth messages from those other realms of reality and our star brothers and sisters to assist us on our path. So again, your stones of choice for your special message card were the Celestite cluster, or the Mahogany Obsidian, or the Lapis Lazuli. Okay. So let's start out by talking about the energy for the month of September. And those of you that watch my weekly and monthly videos, I usually talk at a little bit faster pace. Sometimes that's because energy is coming through and I have to keep up with relaying that information in those messages. But oftentimes too, it's because I try to keep my videos to around 30 minutes in length. But because this is such an important month of September, a powerful month, I am, going to talk a little bit more slowly, and we're going to have just a little bit of a longer video here. Because in this month of September, we're winding up some karmic patterns. We are coming to the end or conclusion of some energies and getting ready to move into a new portal of energy, so to speak. Now, just to kind of back up a little bit, through a good portion of this year, we have been in this energy of the past, so to speak. So let's start from the beginning. We had eclipses in January, the beginning of the year, that tried to initiate us, I shouldn't say try, initiated us to begin a new path or unfold into new energies, situations, and circumstances. And then, we had that energy maybe through February and maybe even a little into March, but as of April, truly, we ended up getting pulled back into the past. And part of the reason for this was because Saturn, the Lord of Karma, the teacher of karmic lessons, the planet of structure and form and manifestation, he started traveling with the North Node. And the North Node is a destiny point in astrology. And the North Node talks about where we need to aspire towards. It's sort of like a future point, because the South Node kind of pulls us back into the past, but the North Node wants to propel us into the future, so to speak. It's like, what path should I be taking? What am I aspiring towards or working towards? What am I needing to learn karmically on my path as a soul? But Saturn rules past life karmic lessons or old karmic patterns. And so with that combination of the North Node wanting us to move forward, but Saturn kind of pulling us back into the past so that we could really become aware of and learn certain this life and past life lessons that our soul came in to understand and work through. Because it's been traveling together, those two things, Saturn is a planet, the North Node is a destiny point in space, so to speak, that has been happening since April. So since April of 2019, and then through May, June, and July, we have been pulled back into past lessons. And, this was giving us an opportunity to learn what we needed to learn and to rise above or transcend above some of those lower vibrational energies or patterns or belief systems or situations or circumstances. And then as July, we had another set of eclipses that really allowed things to become a little bit more intense through July and then through August, even into August, although things I feel like started to settle down during the August month. But it was really during that time that we were repeating old lessons, old energies, and again kind of being maybe even sucked back into old situations or old relationships or relationships that emulated those old patterns. And now that we are at September, one of the big things that's happening, and I'm getting a little bit, ahead of myself into the astrology before we even talk about the energy of September from a numerological standpoint, but that Saturn and North Node combination, as of the end of September, will start to pull apart. And so this means that we're at a crucial point in our evolution and growth of making decisions based on those past lessons versus the future of where we want to go, what we're aspiring towards as a soul. Now let's talk about the energy from a numerological standpoint. September is a 21 universal month, and we get that from adding the universal year vibration of 12. 2019 equals a 12. We add that 12 universal year vibration to the month of September, which is a 9 vibration, and we get 21. Now, if we look at the lower vibration of 2 plus 1 equals 3, that 3 vibration is all about growth, expansion, learning, creative self-expression, and paying attention to our belief systems. It's really, truly about witnessing or becoming more aware of what do we believe about ourselves, about our lives, about our path, about what we're doing, about what we deserve, what we're worthy of, and really adjusting our belief systems. The whole year really is about belief systems. Again, it's a universal 12 year, and 1 plus 2 equals 3 as well. So this whole year is about us paying more attention to our belief systems and expanding into the positive belief systems, maybe changing or adjusting some of the not so positive, or if you want to say negative belief systems or thoughts that we have, so as not to expand into negative situations and circumstances, but now expanding again into the positive, into creative self-expression, into joy, into happiness, into abundance, into prosperity, which the number 3 is all about. And again, this month of September emulates that whole year's energy so that it intensifies the energy of that 3 vibration and all it stands for. So there's a lot of growth happening in this month of September, and it's a great month for, again, creative self-expression. Now let's look at the number 21 for a minute, because I like to associate the universal year or universal month energy to the Major Arcana in the Tarot. And the number 21 is the last of the Major Arcana. The 21st Major Arcana is the World card. And in the Sirian Starseed Tarot, it's called Ascension. So some of the key words for the World card are completion, integration, accomplishment, achievement, significant change, liberation, success, triumph, reward, fulfillment, self-actualization, and successful conclusion to an important plan or project, as well as the ascension to the next level of awareness, or ascending to the next level of awareness. And this is one of the reasons why in this deck it's called Ascension, because we're completing. Now this could be on a physical third dimensional level. Maybe there's completions happening in this month of September with situations and circumstances, perhaps in relationships. Maybe there's completion of old karmic patterns or old belief systems. So that's on an energetic level as well. Okay, and we're ascending, we're getting ready to ascend to and move into a new beginning, even moving into this new beginning on another level, free from some of this karmic baggage, which takes me back to the Saturn and the North Node, which is why I started out talking about that first. Because as Saturn and the North Node towards the end of September start to pull apart, it's asking that over these last few months that we've really taken a deep look at some of these past patterns, these past situations, these past ways of believing or acting or reacting within circumstances in our lives, and to become more aware and change our belief systems with that number 3, expand upon those belief systems in a more positive and optimistic way so that we can create a more positive reality, so that we can ascend. Our soul is evolving and ascending from some of that lower vibrational energy. So we're rising above, we're transcending some of that lower vibrational energy. If you choose, the soul always has a choice. And so this is about choice and making a decision to move from one level where your soul was with some of these energies into the next level or a higher level. Now, some of the information that I've gotten regarding this energy that I'm speaking of has talked about timelines. You know, this is about old timelines versus new timelines, and walking through a portal of energy to a new timeline. And, you know, here again in the Ascension card, she's holding the world in her hand. And the world to me, you know, and even these circles above the world up here in the universe are like portals of energy that we can walk through, that we can move through. And so it's important to, again, leave the old energies, thoughts, and belief systems, ways of acting and reacting behind. And through these last months, April through September, it's been giving us this opportunity for pieces, old energies to fall away and be transmuted and again transcended, so that we can move forward in a much more positive way for the growth and evolution of our soul, so that we can complete an old cycle of beingness for our soul and move into a new cycle. So by the new moon this month, when the new moon is on the 28th, on or around the 28th, give or take a day, this is when Saturn and the North Node come to its exact connection that again has been kind of traveling with each other since April. And then this portal of energy, or this, you know, moving from old timelines to new timelines, will become complete. So, you know, it's again indicated for us to really move into and become aware of the changes that we desire to make for ourselves as a soul, so that we can all move forward in a much more joyous, happy, creative, abundant, and prosperous kind of way. Okay? And so just ask your angels and guides for assistance. You know, things have been just coming up naturally, and we've been moving through them naturally, but sometimes we get stuck in a rut, or we ruminate on a certain, you know, pattern or thought or idea. And when that comes up, you know, and for any and all situations that have come up since April, to where you feel like, okay, I still need to get through this, or I still need to change or redirect myself regarding this, just call in your angels and guides, ask for their assistance, and they will assist you in moving through that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the astrological highlights of the month. Now, it's interesting because there's a lot going on this month astrologically. In fact, so much going on with the personal planets because they move so much more quickly, meaning the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. They're all in Virgo right now. And they're moving, you know, they all move fairly quickly through the zodiac. And so it's almost every day, not quite literally, but almost every day of this month that there's something happening astrologically, aside from the moon. The moon is always connecting to other planets because it moves very fast. But from the 1st through the 10th, there's astrological happenings every single day. And if I talk about every single astrological happening, we're never going to get through this video. So let me just say this, that with those personal planets, the Sun in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Virgo. Mercury rules our thoughts, our ideas, our communications. Venus rules relationships and finances in a simplistic form. Mars rules energy, action, and forward movement, and the Sun rules our sense of self-identity. All of those are operating right now through the lens of Virgo, which is about purity, perfection, paying attention to details, working hard, getting things done. So we're going to be really busy, both internally, energetically, as well as externally with projects and things in our lives happening with all that Virgo energy. And those planets that are in Virgo are going to be connecting with Saturn and Jupiter and Uranus, those higher vibrational planets or collective planets, generational planets, to ask us to, again, look at our belief systems, create or restructure our lives so that things are more stable. With Uranus, you know, we're bringing through higher dimensional energies. With Neptune, we're connecting to unconditional love. With Pluto, we're transforming and transmuting and transcending. So there's a lot going on here with these personal planets. And one other thing I want to say about Virgo energy is, you know, we tend to think, modern astrologers, or most astrologers, look at Virgo as being ruled by Mercury, the planet of the mind, the planet of thoughts, ideas, contemplation, analyzing things. But there are a group of astrologers out there that believe that Virgo is ruled by Chiron, the wounded healer. And with this energy of September being a turning point month, and with all that we've talked about so far, it makes sense that with all of these personal planets right now in Virgo, and Virgo being ruled by Chiron, the wounded healer, that again, it's like that last bit of time period, that last bit of effort that we're putting forth to look at our old past life karmic wounds, or old wounds even from this life and childhood, that need to be healed. And so I just wanted to throw that out there with that, you know, this Virgo energy. And, you know, Virgo being the opposite sign of Pisces, and Pisces is all about the spiritual realm and unconditional love and compassion, and on some level spiritual healing, that with Virgo being opposite that, and looking at it from the perspective of being ruled by Chiron, it brings in healing on a more physical dimensional reality, because Virgo is an earth sign. So it's more about, you know, healing the physical body, or healing situations and circumstances that we are tangibly going through in this life. Now, as we look at the 13th, Friday the 13th of September, this is where we have a full moon in Pisces. Again, Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, sign of completion. So this full moon, called the harvest moon at 21 degrees of Pisces, is bringing up subconscious patterns, bringing up old emotions and feelings, as full moons do anyway. Full moons always intensify people's emotions and feelings. This one in Pisces, even more so. This one being part of this whole cycle of September, and the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, bringing in this completion energy. Just know that internally and externally, there's a lot of healing that's going on here. Now, on the 14th, the very next day, we have Mercury and Venus now shifting out of Virgo and into the sign of Libra. So we start to now make the shift after the full moon into more of a sign of balance and harmony. This is what Libra is all about. Of course, we know Libra is about partnerships and relationships, but it's about balance and harmony. And so on the 14th, Mercury and Venus move into Libra. On the 23rd, the Sun moves into Libra. So Mars is going to be hanging out there in Virgo for a little bit longer, through the whole month of September. But we start to transition into that Libra energy of bringing things again into a sense of equality and balance and harmony. And there will now start to be a focus too on our relationships and partnerships of all kind, and compromise and equal give and take within our associations with others. Now, the biggest thing probably is that on the 18th is when Saturn turns to direct motion. So the reason why the Saturn planet, the reason why Saturn has been traveling with the North Node for so long, since April, is because he was in direct motion and then he went retrograde motion. And the node travels in a retrograde motion anyway. So it was there an extra long time traveling with the North Node. But now Saturn is going to turn back to direct motion at 13 degrees of Capricorn. And this is why at the end of this month, Saturn's moving direct from 13 to 14 to 15 degrees of Capricorn. And because the North Node naturally travels in a retrograde motion, it's going to be moving from 13 to 12 to 11, etc. of Capricorn. So they start to pull away from each other. So again, on the 18th, Saturn's energies will become intensified because of his stationary movement turning back to direct motion. And again, Saturn bringing up old karmic patterns, karmic situations in our lives, the energies of the need to restructure. Saturn does rule feeling restricted and limited and held back, which we have to have patience about. And the patience is because we're not being punished, we're not being really restricted and limited, but things are kind of at a standstill. It almost feels like we're not really moving forward, or we're not able to make that decision, or the energies aren't unfolding yet, because Saturn is a planet that rules time, third dimensional time. And there's a reason why we need to take things a little bit slower. And that's because, again, we need to restructure something. We need to build a solid foundation, whether it's a solid foundation for a project or a relationship, or a solid foundation within our career, or a solid foundation within a new belief system and energetically. It's all about restructuring, and that needs time for that to take place in a good manner. The other highlight is going to be on the 28th, as I said earlier, the new moon in Libra. It's at 5 degrees of Libra. So this is, again, where the new beginning takes place. New moons are about new beginnings. Right before the new moon, again, we're in that dark of the moon phase where we're completing, releasing, and letting go of the last remnants of everything that we've been talking about for this month of September. And then the new moon, right towards the end of the month on the 28th, Saturn in the node starts to pull away. The new moon is signifying us planting new seeds and putting out new intentions so that a new beginning can take place. Okay, so that is, I think, all of the highlights that I see here for the month. So now we're going to get into what our messages from our angels and guides are all about for this month. Okay, so for those of you that watch my weekly and monthly readings, you know that I usually try to stick to 3 cards for the message. But this is such an important month that cards were just kind of falling out and flying out and sticking up all over the place. So we actually have about 6 cards to look at for a message for the month. So again, I just want to reiterate and show you that this isn't necessarily one of the pulled cards for the message for the month, but this is the vibration for the month of September, that Ascension card, the World card, talking about completion, talking about success, reward, fulfillment, integration, liberation of all of these energies of September that we've been talking about thus far in this video. Now, for the first card, or I guess I should say the first set of 2 cards that came out for this month, let's turn over the first card. Again, this is the Sirian Starseed Tarot. And we have the 2 of Flames. This is like the 2 of Fire, the 2 of Rods, the 2 of Wands in the traditional tarot. Now, the number 2, first of all, suggests balance and harmony, but in this context of the 2 of Flames, it's talking about 2 different paths, 2 different possibilities. And this is what we were talking about old timeline versus new timeline, or releasing the past so that we could move forward into the future. It's like, do you want to stay in the past, or do you want to move to the future? Do you want to stay in old karmic patterns, or do you want to release them and let them go and move into a more healthy and balanced way of operating in your world? Of course, we all want to move into that future. We all want to release the past and move into something that's brighter and more joyous and more creative and more abundant. So make a conscious choice. You know, again, there's a choice here. We have free will choice. And sometimes this does mean making a decision, a tangible decision based on situations and circumstances that are operating in your life. But even on a more simplistic level, I don't know if I should say simplistic, but on a different level, we could also say to choose the energy that you want. Just intend what energy that you want. And it's interesting that I look at the reflection here. I don't know if it looks like this to you on camera, but the reflection when I look at the card on camera, in the universe, this almost looks like a face here. You know, it looks like 2 eyes right here, and this looks like a nose right here. So I want to say that, you know, God source energy, universe, your angels and guides, the ascended masters, they are assisting you with the decision, the choice that's in your highest and best interest. Now, I'm not talking about decisions about situations or relationships necessarily, but I'm talking about a decision for your soul's evolution and growth. To just put out the intention and make the decision that you want to release and let go of the past, the old thoughts, the old ideas, the old karmic patterns, the old belief systems, the old ways of operating or reacting within situations. So ask them to help you make this conscious choice so that you can move through this kind of doorway, so to speak, between these two flames, these two rods. You're going to move through the doorway, and you're going to come over here to moving forward, evolving on a higher and better way, a future way, a way that you're not carrying some of that old karmic baggage. Now, you know, we're always going to be dealing with situations and learning as a soul. So don't feel like you have to be free and clear 100% and you're never going to have to deal with this again. But making that conscious choice and releasing a good portion of the energies of what those patterns were all about for you is indicated here. Now the card that came out with that, let's take a look at that. Okay, it makes sense. We have Major Arcana number 13. In this deck it's called Transition. In the traditional tarot it's called the Death card, which just speaks of death and rebirth energies, transformation energies. It can indicate a releasing or letting go, you know, a soul that's moving on from this plane of reality to another plane of reality, but it's not really that literal. The Death card, or this, again, Transition card, is more symbolic of the death of an old way, the death of an old energy, and the rebirth into something new. So that definitely goes along with the Two of Flames and what we're talking about. And again, look at this portal of energy. It's like the soul is being released from an old, lower vibrational or old timeline of energy, and they're moving through the portal into this new timeline, into this new energy, into this new way of operating or experiencing the world. So there's a huge and beautiful and wonderful, look at how wonderful the light is around this portal of energy. You're transitioning and moving into this transformational time in your life. And it's like the past is left behind, and you're now moving to a beautiful and brighter, as you can see here, a brighter new future, a brighter way of thinking and feeling and believing and operating within situations and circumstances and relationships in your life. Okay, let's look at the next card, the next set of cards. And now we have the Eight of Flames. So we have another rods or wands or flames card here. And the number 8 is a number that often speaks of our sense of empowerment or our sense of inner authority. And the flame suit or the rod suit, wands, is about the spiritual realm. You know, we think of the cups as our emotions, the crystals or the discs as finances, money, tangible things like career. The sword suit is about the mind, our thoughts, our ideas. The flame suit is spiritual, creative energy. And so this is empowering ourselves or owning our inner authority in the spirit realm, empowering ourselves on a spiritual level, on a soul level. And this card traditionally means that things are happening quite fast. This almost looks like the Wheel of Fortune here. You know, it's not, but this is, you know, significant of, again, that world card, or that sign of completion. Completions, endings, new beginnings, initiation. It's all kind of wound up together. As there's a completion and as an ending, then there has to follow a new beginning or initiation of a new energy. And so you can see the 8 rods coming off that circle. This is talking about things happening quickly. The 8 of rods, the 8 of wands usually means there's a lot of things happening all at once. There's a lot of things happening very fast and very quickly. And again, it's on a spiritual level. So this is telling me that, again, the healing that we're going through is going to happen quickly. And again, with things happening astrologically almost every single day of the month, it's definitely going to happen quickly. Situations, circumstances, relationship matters, career matters, you know, everything's changing and redirecting probably fairly quickly. And again, that translates to things falling away and happening quickly for us as far as our evolution and growth on a spiritual level as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the card that came out with that. Interesting, we have another flames card. So this is the 6 of flames, the 6 of rods. And to me, the number 6 is about balance. As above, so below. As it is in the heavens, so it is on the earth plane. You know, what we kind of visualize or intend, what we project out that we desire to create towards the universe. It kind of comes down here. It comes down from the heavens, if you will, and manifests in physical form. So there's a rebalancing that takes place. The number 6 to me, indicating like the 6-pointed Star of David, an upward pointing triangle intersected with a downward pointing triangle, is about balance. Balance of heaven and earth, balance of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, balance of home and family matters versus career and who we are out in the world. So it's all this balance that's going on. So this is a very good, positive, and successful card to get. This is saying that there's success on a spiritual level happening. So again, things are happening very quickly. We're releasing a lot quickly, or things are coming into manifestation quickly. But first on the spiritual level, and then they're going to start, coming down into form. And things are beginning to rebalance from all of this kind of chaos. The 8 of Wands usually means a lot of chaotic happenings. And now we're coming into more of a balanced energy as we move throughout the month. I feel like something's being highlighted for you. A situation, a redirection, a relationship matter, something within money and finances, something within yourself is being highlighted so that things can come back into balance. And there's this energy of, again, success and recognition. This to me is almost like the success and recognition card on a spiritual level, the 6 of Flames, to where we're being recognized for all the hard work we've done spiritually and working on ourselves and growing as a soul. And as we look at the last set of 2 cards, let's look at this next one. Makes sense as we progress through this. The Ace of Crystals, the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Pentacles. New beginnings. Aces are always about new beginnings. The crystal suit relating to the Pentacles is about the manifestation of things. Finances, money, career, life path, home, property, tangible things in our lives. So again, this is really telling a story, and I'll show all the cards quickly here once we get to the last card. But this is a tangible new beginning, a manifested new beginning of a positive nature, of an abundant nature that's taking place here. We have this beautiful crystal growing out of the ground, and it's bringing us more clear awareness. To me, this is a clear crystal quartz, clearer awareness of situations in our lives that we are now moving into a new beginning regarding. And then the last card that came up with that Ace of Crystals, Starseed. This is Major Arcana 0. In the traditional tarot, it's called the Fool card. And the Fool is always about a new beginning, but we have to have trust and faith in what that new beginning is all about, because as the Fool card traditionally indicates, he's stepping off of a cliff. And he doesn't know how far the ground beneath him is. He doesn't know what he's stepping into, but he's stepping off the cliff anyway. So he's taking a risk, and he's trusting and having faith that he's going to land on his 2 feet on the solid ground. Now, this has a little bit of a different feeling to it, with this one being called Starseed, but it's still about, again, this new beginning. And look at, we have this like asteroid or starseed, if you will, coming down from the universe, coming down from the heavens. It hasn't quite landed on the earth yet, so it doesn't know how that landing is going to be, where exactly it's going to land, what's going to happen after the landing. It's still in motion, moving to that third dimensional form down here. And as it's falling from the sky, it's rebirthing or birthing or initiating a new energy dynamic. Okay, so we're moving into a new energy dynamic. So again, as a baby's being born, and it's still in the birth canal, and it hasn't quite, fully birthed itself from the woman's womb, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like. We know that it has, legs and arms and feet and whatnot, but we don't see the baby in its entirety until it's fully birthed. Until that starseed fully lands on the earth, we don't know what to expect. But we can expect something positive. We can expect something new with this new birth, especially indicated by this crystal lotus down here on the ground. So, this beautiful crystalline lotus that is both white and purple, higher vibrational colors, is telling us that this is a positive and expansive new beginning. So again, looking at the cards in sequence, making a choice, making a decision, moving away from one thing into another. There's a death and rebirth, a transition, a transformation that's happening for us. Things are happening quickly. Things are manifesting quickly or falling away quickly or all in between. Everything's just moving at a fast pace. But then we start to gain a sense of balance again, and we have success with spiritual growth and evolution. We're being congratulated for the good work that we've done, and something's being illuminated or highlighted for us. And we come into a new beginning, a manifested new beginning with more clarity about ourselves and about our path. But we still have to trust and have faith, because we don't exactly know everything that's going to transpire or every possible thing there is to know about the direction that's taking place. But we do know that it's something wonderful, something good, and something of a higher vibration. So let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose the Celestite, okay, so we're shuffling here, Celestite people, and you know, this one is popping up, Celestite people, love it, leadership, with Archangel Gabrielle. She's the Archangel of speaking, teaching, writing, talking, creative self-expression, channeling information, giving messages. And it says at the bottom that it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So, you know, a lot of yellow color here, a little bit of orange here too, but the yellow color stands out as our solar plexus chakra, our center of willpower, leadership, take charge, empowerment. So it's time to become a leader. Now, this might be quite literal to where you're needing to take some sort of leadership position within work, career. Maybe you're needing to take a leadership position within a home and family situation. But this can also just be about you taking charge of your life, empowering yourself and taking charge of your life and the decisions that you're making from here on out to change certain patterns or leave certain patterns behind, evolve within certain belief systems, and just be empowered and more confident within yourself and shine your light, shine your strength, show your courage as you move forward. Okay. For those of you that chose the Mahogany Obsidian, give us a little bit of a shuffle. Asking for Mahogany Obsidian. This one's starting to stick up. Outdoors, Archangel Jophiel. Again, we have that yellow color. So I want to say again, there's something to do with empowerment, something to do with confidence and courage. I feel like as you get out into nature, this is going to help to recharge you. I feel like maybe the past few months has whittled away at your energy, perhaps, or your confidence in yourself. There's something about connecting with nature and being outdoors in nature, around the animals, around the trees, around the water, the ocean, the river, the lake. Something's going to help to revitalize and recharge you and to re-empower you. The actual message says go outside, get some fresh air, connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. So you're tapping into some sort of creative self-expression here as you tap into the beauty of nature, the awe of nature, the growth of nature. It's going to inspire you, and it's going to inspire confidence and clarity and empowerment, and again, fresh, new, and creative ideas. Now, Archangel Jophiel is the archangel that asks us to pay attention to the beautiful things in our lives, which is partly why in this card she's relating to nature. But anything that's beautiful in your life, it might be a beautiful relationship or friendship you have, maybe it's a beautiful pet that you own that just gives you joy and love, maybe it's the beauty of your home or the land or property you live on. There's something here to where you're needing to pay attention to and be grateful for those beautiful things or beautiful people or beautiful energies that are around you, because that's going to help to re-inspire you and activate, again, this wonderful creative energy within you. Okay, and activating the heart chakra. Got roses here, and she's holding a rose pretty close to her heart chakra. So there's something about cleansing, and they're saying you could even use rose flower essence or real roses, which is also from nature outdoors, to kind of open up, rebalance the heart chakra. And in that place so that you can move into that place of unconditional love and compassion, first for yourself, and then emanate that out to other people or to circumstances in your life. Okay, for those of you that chose the Lapis Lazuli sphere, okay, so this one started sticking up and it just continues to do so. So this is chakra clearing with Archangel Metatron. The message says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So, and you can see one of those sacred geometric shapes up here. There's a lot of purple in this card relating to crown chakra, higher vibrational energy. So I feel like opening up the crown chakra and allowing a download of higher vibrational information, a download of higher information and messages to come through the crown chakra and into your beingness. I feel like some of the download is helping to restructure the physical body in some way. They're also going on to say restructure the emotional, the mental, the spiritual bodies. So utilizing again this ability to open up the crown chakra and bring forth higher vibrational energies to shift yourselves. But you can also again work with these geometric shapes, if you will, and call in Archangel Metatron to assist as well. Archangel Metatron assists with the indigo, crystal, rainbow children, and we are all indigo, crystal, rainbow. You know, I mean, just because we're not a child in biological age doesn't mean we're not an indigo child or a crystal child. So know that Archangel Metatron is helping you to awaken your gifts, talents, and abilities as a child of the universe, as a sacred soul, to, you know, open up your truth, to open up your truth and your authenticity as to who you really are. So clear your chakras, balance your chakras, pay attention to what chakra maybe is being highlighted for you. You know, root chakra, matters of security, that's at the base of the spine. Sacral chakra, just below the belly button, is matters of passion, sexuality, creative self-expression. Solar plexus chakra, just above the belly button, matters of personal empowerment, confidence, your will. Heart chakra, this is, you know, your unconditional love, your divine love, your healing abilities, compassion for yourself and for others. Throat chakra, speaking your truth with authenticity, speaking your truth with love, channeling information. Ear chakras, hearing divine messages. Third eye chakra, seeing, clairvoyance and intuiting, you know, your psychic senses, having higher awareness. And then of course the crown chakra, higher vibrational, again, awareness and opening to being a channel for source, God, universe in some way, and opening up to claircognizance, that higher channel of just knowingness of what's right for you. So I hope you've all liked this monthly angel card reading, this extended version of the monthly angel card reading. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, sharing my messages, posting messages on my channel, as well as visiting me on Facebook and on my website. I thank all of you for your support, your love, some of the guidance that you've even given me, the support that you've given me in various ways. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I send you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings.